Hello, this is Lisa Russick with the podcast We're All Psychic, and who are you? I forgot to introduce you, Donna.
Donna Murphy.
With the podcast We're All Psychic.
I'm Lisa's sidekick from this podcast.
Love my sidekick. And we have a guest today. Her name is Jody. And if you're looking and watching, this is a video on Spotify and YouTube. She has got the coolest background ever. It's natural. It just happened that way. And it's so cool. We're not going to tell you how it happened. She told us, but we're not going to tell you. So, Jody, we'd love to ask you a question right away. Do you think we're all psychic?
Absolutely. I think we're born with it.
So how'd you get there? Why do you think that?
I think it's something we all possess. And if you look back even moments in your life, you will have what we call intuition, right? Moments of knowingness. Maybe you're headed out somewhere and it's like, I just don't want to take the same route. And you end up going a different route only to find there was a big delay in traffic the other way.
Yes, everyone can relate to that, I think. Yes.
Yeah. So
I've never heard that one, but that's so true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a natural ability that we're all born with. I feel that maybe our upbringing, society, our environment might suppress that. Our logical, egoic mind comes in to suppress it. But I think we can bring it back. And when we acknowledge those moments, that I feel like we can expand that again.
Yeah.
So I think I have had moments, even as a kid, I remember my earliest memory probably was in kindergarten. And I was going up to my friends, the ones who I felt sadness around, and I would put my hands around them pretending I was healing. And then, like, who does that?
So cute.
But that was my earliest memory. Like this knowingness of feeling that emotion around people. And I think a lot of us are empaths, especially, and who are
anyone who answers yes to this question, I think thinks we're all empaths too. They kind of go together, I think, anyway.
Absolutely. And even if you're unsure, like I'm sure you've had a moment where you've walked into a crowd or into a building or somewhere where you felt like, I can feel the excitement in here, or maybe it's opposite. I can feel like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And it's just us picking up the emotions around. I really do believe it's just a natural ability.
And it's not just the emotions. Now, Donna and I just did a podcast yesterday or 3 days ago, a little while, we did a podcast on how to feel, like the difference between energetic feelings and emotional feelings and all other kinds of feelings. So, I think it's interesting that you brought that up because that to me would be like an energetic feeling, maybe. I don't know. It's like we have to we don't have to, but I like to try to figure out which is which. I didn't know what was going on to me. Now, when you were growing up, when you had stuff like this, you wanted to go heal someone that just naturally came to you. Like, did your family accept that and let you do it and not have a problem or anything? Or
I didn't share it. I didn't share it with just anybody.
They weren't around and you just wanted to help someone.
Yes. Okay. And I thought, looking back, was it the fact that I grew up in a religious household? I was exposed to religious movies and stuff that I had seen. Was it that? Is it spirit that kind of pushed that in me? And I think I have to go back and look and say maybe it was a little of both.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know tons of people who have been exposed to religious backgrounds and they never took an interest in spirituality in any way, not good or bad,
Right. Not
part of their life. Yeah. But it sounds like you always loved that part of what you were in your environment. But at the same time, if this is religion, I know like a lot of us, I was raised in the South, not born. But I was born in Virginia, but my dad was in the Navy, so I traveled a lot. But I mainly was in Alabama and now I'm in Tennessee. But I found that I didn't know any of the stuff was growing up, what it was happening to me. Did you know, like when you started experiencing any kind of empathy or psychic experiences, did you know that's what it was?
No, not at all.
How did you find out?
I think when I was really young, I just thought it was just part of what people did or knew.
Right.
And never gave much thought to it until I was in my teens, I would have to say. Maybe a little earlier than that. I remember my dad brought me home crystals. And it was like, here's an amethyst and here's pyrite. And he thought it was really cool. And it was like, that was my opening. And So it started there. And then I started to like really get involved in reading about auras and chakras. And oh my gosh, there's so much more to this world than we think.
Where'd you find your books?
My books?
Books or the internet? What did you? I don't know what age you are. You're like
51. I'm 51. So
okay, so I was feeling that you'd read books, but you don't look 51. But I just felt like you had an older aura, but you don't look 51. Does she look 51?
No, not at all. But I'm surprised that so you a lot of your early years, or at least some of your early years, were without the internet.
Yes, that's how it hers was. Actually,
no,
yeah, mine were too. I'm 50, so we're all about Donna's a little older than us, but not.
I'm the elder stateswoman here.
She's the crony.
So believe me, I know what it's like to not.
She does not look 68, does she?
Did you just say that?
Yes, she did. She said she's 68.
That's a fact.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Let's all stay close to Donna's energy.
Oh, wow. Incredible.
Well, thank you. But no, believe me, I know what it's like to not have the internet, to not have a smartphone, to not have a phone that didn't have that wasn't in the law.
Yeah. And so you had books, right? When you were looking into this stuff, did you go like to the library or did you buy them or
so bookstores at first, and there was this little tiny section for the alternative stuff. So
yes.
There wasn't a lot there, but then there were these metaphysical stores that were popping up a little bit, not lots, but there's one that I had attended and I got addicted. Once you started, you know what it's like. You have a lot of crystals. And then I started. And what I was really drawn to more than anything was the energy healing piece. So fast forward, I read about all this. I'm really excited about it. I have books upon books. And yeah, I know about the psychic realm and mediumship and whatnot. Am I drawn to it? Absolutely. Do I feel like I would or could be a part of that? No, not really. But I did have moments like
I had that same exact feeling, Jody. I felt like I could never really be like part of this community.
Yeah.
I'm not psychic. But I am, but I'm not.
But you are.
I was twisted about it. I didn't know.
And that's where I think ego comes in and kind of squashes our intuition.
Yes, well, I was also told that wasn't a thing, but my parents didn't care. They just thought it was cool, whatever. That I had a belief system. I think they were just happy I had one.
Yeah.
I think they didn't care what it was, as long as it wasn't like harming people. I didn't have that. A lot of people had a lot of the block with their upbringing, but I didn't have that. I just didn't have much faith in myself. Now, if you like astrology, I have Chiron and Aries in the 10th house. So, it's kind of a weird place to have to develop what they call in astrology, the pain point. That would be like, I can never find the right career if you look at all the jobs I've had. But I think I have. And it took, finally I'm in a good place in my life with where I feel like with my jobs and stuff, but I still feel like they'll always change. All my life, my jobs have changed. How about you? I feel like you've had a variety of education and stuff like that.
I feel like every moment, every job, every encounter we have leads us to our purpose. I really do. So I don't think anything's wasted.
I don't either.
I was always drawn to helping people. So for me, I spent almost 30 years in the medical field. Wow. I started off in...
When you said you were in the medical field before the podcast, I didn't realize it was 30 years.
Almost, yeah.
Wow. What did you do?
Yeah, I was in labs. So I did blood work and ECGs. And I actually, for a couple of years, I taught at a college as well. I taught phlebotomy and electrocardiology. So I think every moment prepared me for going forward, because in psychic abilities and mediumship, spirit uses your life experiences.
Yes. Yeah. So, I agree with you. Yeah.
Right. So for every moment, I think they were like building a catalog. It's like, we know what we got for you. And I think there was always that draw to it. I always had psychic parties. Invited a psychic over, had my friends. I was like, oh my God, right?
Yeah, fun.
So ever since, I think my first actual psychic reading that I had done for myself was when I was 16. And it was like, you had to have it done every year, right? Like it was just one of those things. It was so cool.
That's so cool. Yeah.
But yeah, so I fast forward. I guess I have to also mention that my dad was Catholic and we grew up ourselves as Protestants. So
interesting.
Yeah. They didn't really support speaking to the other side.
Yeah.
Catholics don't usually care. I mean, I was raised Catholic. From what I know, they didn't care. Catholics I was around didn't care. It was a miracle.
Yeah, well, yeah. It took a little bit to shift that mindset.
Yeah.
And I think because it was like when they're gone, you like they're in their peaceful place. You don't.
Right. You don't interrupt it.
They've gone to heaven.
Right. And that's why you put the dollars on the money on the
absolutely
stone or pour some liquor on it or something for them to say thank you for coming. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it was do you know Janet Nahovec? She was a very well-known medium, and she was a teacher as well. But prior to that, she was a Catholic nun.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to read about her.
You have to. But one of her statements, she had said in an interview that I had watched, she'd said in her belief system, it was okay to talk to God and angels, but not to the people we love so much here. And it was just like this light went on. I was like, it's okay. And I felt another layer kind of fade away for me. So it was like, this is okay. You know, and it is. And as long as you're coming from a heart-centered space.
You had some doubts personally. That's what you were saying, having been raised in another religious kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
I thought the doubts were around you, but you were pretty sure from the beginning, but you did have the doubts. So how did that kind of resolve itself, just through time and just more observation and stuff like that? Your own spiritual gifts coming up. Mm-hmm.
And you get, there's so much to it. Like there's that piece, but there's also your own self. So if you're working on, and a lot of people who are empathetic work on their self awareness or their worthiness. Do you know what I mean?
It's the hardest thing to do for us, so we have to, or else we're just kind of fall to pieces. Most of us, not some people, just really confident, naturally.
I wish we were, right?
Yeah.
But there was that piece of worthiness, that piece of should we do this based on religion, and then I had all the medical people who kind of were serene. Anyway, you're going to leave a full-time job and pursue. Actually, I opened up a wellness center, and I started with the energy healing.
Cool.
Yeah. So I had asked Spirit what the name should be. And Elton John's song came on, and part of the song in the chorus was "In This Calm Surrender." And I'm like, there's the name, Calm Surrender.
Yeah. Oh, geez. That's a perfect name.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Oh, yes.
So little did I know that name wasn't just a name, but a message, a very profound message, a very strong message to me that later on, which happened quite quickly, like within a couple of years, that the message was in order to connect to source, connect to spirit, you do have to surrender. You have to disconnect from the outcome. You have to trust.
That's exactly true.
So
absolutely true.
It really was a message, not just a title. And I had got into mediumship after, doing some energy healing. And Lisa, much like yourself, I had done so many courses, so many certificates, so many things like, I don't know what I want to do or where I belong. So,
I didn't do spiritual stuff, certificates and stuff. I did
multiple jobs.
And yes, you did like maple. Okay, you're saying you have a lot of interests like me.
Oh my gosh, yes. And I had taken, I love art as well. So I did the permanent makeup. So the brows, I did that course. I did
the tattooing the eyebrows and stuff. Oh, that's really good money too. I'd be scared to do that. I think. I don't know.
You want to know what?
You're brave.
That was the time, because people have a hard time meditating. I found that was the time where I could. So
you had to zone out and just do it. Yeah, wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
So I did multiple things, and then a lot more in holistics. I did what I started was with Shampasage, the Ayurvedic Indian head massage.
I have read about that. Yeah.
it's incredible. And I still love it to this day. So I started there. And for me, I couldn't just do Reiki. I had to do something. I had to touch people.
Yeah.
So I infused the Reiki because I did Reiki level 1 and 2. I infused Reiki into this massage. And then I started seeing these impressions, these images. And I was like, oh my God, I know there's something to this. But your ego says, no, don't say it. You might be wrong.
Or just your
But- yeah.
who do you confirm this with? Who do you validate?
Yeah.
You have to validate it with yourself. I mean, ultimately, right? But that's the hardest person to convince for me personally is myself, because it's like I don't have proof to myself. But then when I got it, I was like, yeah, that is proof to me. I had to really figure out what proof to me would be for mediumship. And it was other people telling me that what the spirit said to me to tell them was right. And it happens over and over and over and over and over and over. When it happens that often, I just can't deny that it's actually happening. And
Then you trust it. Yeah, then you trust it.
Yeah. And I think it is getting over the hurdle. And finally, I did start to share what I had seen, and people were connecting.
yeah.
And then I do believe in God. I never try to push my beliefs on anybody, whatever people believe in. It's like insert what you believe in. But I did have this conversation with God, and I said, okay, I now know what I want to do. And I do think we have to get specific and say what we want, because they want to help us.
Yeah.
So I said, God, this is what I want to do. I want to help people connect to their loved ones on the other side through real validations. I want to restore faith and show them that the love continues on long before and after.
And there's still
I want to help people remove any sort of blocks or past traumas and help people shift into the best life. Yeah. So I think my intention for all readings is exactly that.
everything.
So, and this is how quick it can happen. So then the next day, I wake up, I get this download, and it's like, are you ready? And I said, I am. I knew exactly what they were saying. And I say they because it felt like a team.
Yeah, like a spirit guide team.
Yeah.
Yes.
I call them they too.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something separate. Like my 2 guides that I always work with, I still call them they. Something else. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like I you don't, Jody, maybe, but I have 2 spirit guides named Sam and Morgana that I work with constantly in my readings and work. And Donna knows them well. And like the podcast cover is Morgana, the cat. But like, I forgot what I was going to say, guys. It just went out my ears. What were we just talking about? That happens a lot, Jody. Don't worry.
Oh, about them, thinking of them.
Them feeling. Yeah, this is not Morgana and Sam, though. I don't usually include them in there. But I feel like, what do they feel like to you, Jody? What would you say? They feel good, like good people.
Yeah.
Energies. But what are they?
Comforting. Like I do feel like they are a spirit team. I think we have more than we realize. I really do feel it.
Right. And I've had people on the podcast say that too, that they found that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like when I heard them say, so it's like, are you ready? I said, yes, I am. They said, will you share everything we show you, even if it doesn't make sense? I will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the last piece was the key, though. They said, do you trust?
Yeah.
And I went, I do. And then I went on to do my very first professional reading the next day at my store. And it was quite incredible, funny and incredible at the same time.
Had you done it for anybody at all? Was this total stranger you do it for the first time at professional?
Stranger. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
So I'll fill you in real quickly because it's quite funny too. And this is what I mean about listening to them. So I was really excited to do this. I was nervous, of course, but excited at the same time. And we actually brought in this lady's cat. And I was going on to describe the personality of the cat. The cat's really unusual, but there's something physically unusual about the cat too. And she said, oh yeah, he had this short tail. Great. I said, I see a black cat with white. She said, oh yeah. And then Spirit showed me the outline of an old boot. And I pushed it aside because I thought, what does that have to do with this cat? So she goes on to continue to say, yeah, he was one of my favorites. You know, he was black with little white paws. Then we called him Boots. So quickly, I heard the team on the other side laugh. They were hearted. And it's like, we told you, share. And
Now we're
That would
listen. It is hard to say those things. And what I found, if I say them and they don't get them right away, my guys will let me know if they're going to figure it out later.
Oh, for
And
sure.
if they don't say that, then I don't say that. Then I'll just switch the subject, usually like to find something that we can relate on, And most of the time, if their spirit is there who they want to see, my experience is that, and they're almost always there, the one they want to see, but there's a lot of other ones that come with them. It's not just the one they came to see. There's usually like another uncle or a grandparent or even a child, something like that, a cousin, something like a friend, even. A whole bunch of them come through, but usually just one first, because I keep them all blocked out. Do you work that way as a medium? Do you have a way of shielding like any kind of lower energies from getting to you? Because usually I just project and nothing can get in. But sometimes I have to, I don't want to do that all the time, or I have no feelings.
Yeah. It's a good question. And I think my intention for every reading is to deliver positive information. And my belief around that, Lisa, is I see lower vibration as just emotions. So all the emotions people have had.
Yes.
Not necessarily separate entities or anything. It's just not my beliefs. Again, I certainly, I could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe when
I don't know. I was just wondering.
But my own belief is that it's the emotions that are left behind, kind of like a blueprint. So
are they the energetic like imprints kind of? Would you think of them that way?
Yes. Yeah.
That's how I think of them. Yeah.
That's right. Exactly. And you could feel it too. Like if you walk into maybe an older building that had housed unhappiness, you can actually feel the energy there.
Yes, you can.
Is it actual, I don't know. Like I said, could be conversation around, is there entities that hang out there?
I think there's a second podcast calling. Yeah. I love talking to you, Jody. You're fun. I love every podcast guest, but you're really fun.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoy conversation with you both. But I do feel like there's energy housed there.
Yes.
For sure. That's why we pick it up.
I don't know what it is either. I don't know if it's an imprint or if it's something I need to do something with or just stay away from. They all feel different, but I don't know what they are. I think someday we'll know, though. Donna, you've got to have some questions. I'm just running my mouth.
Well, no, but I as I'm listening and thinking about my own experiences, I honestly, I don't know. I know, there are people I know who actually work with. There's a particular person that I know that actually works with whatever you want to call it. She says demon, and I'm going to accept that because that's her.
People who work with demons.
Yeah, that's her. And she's not a demonologist, and she's not an exorcist.
Right.
I know people who do that too. The witches usually who work.
Yeah, she's neither of those two things. So, again, I don't know because from my I don't have the experience. I don't have
me neither.
Certainly. But I don't have the experience. I will say energetically, and this is where I think probably, Jody, what you said makes the most sense to me. I mean, I can remember the first time, actually so far the only time, that I was in New Orleans and we were just wandering around. I mean, later we did like a ghost walk and all of that stuff. But the first day we were there, we were just wandering around. And of course, we're in the French Quarter and we're looking at the different buildings and all this stuff. And I stopped at one and, if you've been, pretty much there's nothing up front, street side. Everything is hung.
Yeah.
But we stopped at a building and it had, it had a gated, like entry, right? What would be either, I'm sure in the old days for coaches and then later for cars, closed.
Like those big iron gates. Like,
it was it was a big ornate gate. And we were just standing there. And so I turned to my boyfriend and I literally started to tear up. I said, this is such a sad place. And later we found out that it was actually on the ghost tour. And it was a place where there had been like a kind of a tragic and kind of a dark, So I just think of do I know if there was an entity there? I don't know if there was an entity there. I didn't see a ghost.
Right.
That could be a limitation of mine. That could be, again, it's my experience. that really very quick and very intense feeling of sadness, that energy was there. Because I know it wasn't me. I was,
You
I wasn't,
yeah.
yeah, I wasn't carrying something with me. It was there.
Yeah.
So I think I am more aligned with what Jody described, and I think, Lisa, what you've described. That's been my experience of the energetic aspect of whether, of what's there.
It's a feeling.
Whether that's residual, yeah.
But they don't
Whether
have
that's
any control. Those energies,
Yeah.
whatever they are, they don't seem to have much control or power. Unless they get into my psychology, but I've gotten through that already. That happened when I was younger. Like those energies, I got curious about them, say, and I wanted to go look into them. What are those things? What am I feeling? I want to feel more of it. No, I don't. No, I don't, Lisa. Don't do it. But I do get curious because it's like, what is this? Find out.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes you don't need to you just need to shut that door and say, "Oh, go away." And I figured that
it is a valid question when you're
Yeah.
experiencing something that's unusual, unique, first time experience. I think it's your first response may not be fear; it may simply be curiosity.
Mine always was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not now
What's going
when I
on?
was younger and stuff, but like I'd see things in the dark and I was afraid of the dark because of that. And I've heard that. You too, Jody?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
How about you, Donna? You too?
Yeah, I wasn't real.
did?
For me, it wasn't real visual. A couple of times visual, but usually not.
Were you afraid of the dark?
Oh yes.
All three of us were afraid of the dark. Now that's fascinating. I started asking people that on the
Still am.
Yeah.
fascinating. I was terrified.
And not so much now.
Not now, yeah.
Occasionally, yeah, occasionally.
But I'm the same. I still sleep with the lights on.
I have lights on too. I don't sleep in the pitch dark. Yeah.
But Donna, I agree with when you said residual energy. That's kind of exactly what, like the imprinting left behind. Or,
Residual.
Yeah, it's something.
Some
like
people can see
It's
it.
like an art. Yeah, it's like an artifact.
Yeah.
I didn't get a sense that there was any intelligence behind it. By intelligence, I mean there was nothing
like a soul or a being or anything like that.
I didn't get the sense of like a person wanting me to feel sad or showing me a reason to be sad. I guess that's how I would guarantee.
Just in the energy.
Yeah.
That's really crazy, man. The house that was on the ghost tour and you just happened to walk up on it and then you
and then I'm like, oh my
your
gosh.
boyfriend must have been just like or did he already know?
It's like we were here before. And then that's when they talked about like the history part of it, why it's considered one of the, haunted places of many haunted places that there are in
New Orleans.
I would love to go there. Like I love all that stuff too.
Yeah.
I've never been, so I'll have to.
Go.
I want to, definitely.
Where are you, Jody? Where in the world are you?
I'm in Ontario, Canada.
Oh, goodness. I'd love to go and visit you. I've never been to Canada.
Yes.
Every Canadian I meet, I love.
I would love to go to Canada.
I love the Canadians I meet. I love them. I'm a jeweler too, and I used to send a lot of jewelry to Canada because I would do I would make them pay the fee.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The post office can arrest me now. I didn't make them pay the import fee because I marked it as a gift.
Nice.
But everyone I worked with from Canada was just great. And in video games, I always found the Canadians to play with and stuff like that. I've always loved the attitudes. Yeah, that's really. So what do you do right now in your life, Jody? What kind of stuff are you up to?
I'm full-time psychic medium. So
we have a website, or where can the listeners maybe find you and get a
jodyreidmedium.ca, JODYREID medium.ca.
And I will put that in the description of the podcast listeners and watchers. Is there anything else you want in there? Or do you have a social media tag or anything?
I do. It's Jody Reid Psychic Medium, and that's for both Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, I'll put that in the description too, guys.
Yeah, I do. What's dear to my heart is platform mediumship. So the gallery readings.
Yeah.
I love that. There's something.
Wait, gallery readings. What's a gallery reading? I've never heard of that.
So group readings, like
people.
Yeah.
And you stand in the center and like John Edwards kind of thing. And
That's right.
I feel this. And I would love to see you do that. Maybe we can arrange one, make it happen on the Zoom. That would be really cool. I would love that. That'd be fun, man. If you're still doing this, let me know.
Totally open to that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And Gosh, well, at this point, I do want to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app and website. And you can get advice from psychics and empaths to get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And Donna and I are both on Everclear as advisors. And I am Lisa Russick.
And I am Maria M.
Maria?
Maria M.
Not to be confused with Miriam, but she's also
right. But it actually looks like it looks like Marianne. Like,
that's funny. I know it's itchy because my cat. It's just I petted him and his hair is all going up my nose now. So I'm like,
oh well.
Right at the end of the podcast, I'm all picking my nose and sneezing, and
I've got them flying around, but they're not on screen. They're like they're jumping on your
hair floating.
Yes.
This is what I've got. I would love to ask Jody, do you have can you think of any advice for Jody to give our listeners and watchers, Donna?
Oh,
she has a lot of advice already, hasn't she? I mean, you just like, we picked your...
Yeah, really. I mean,
you have more.
I would just say if somebody is just starting to explore this, or maybe they have explored it, but they're looking for a way, maybe a good way to tell, because I know this is like kind of a sore spot always for all of us who practice what we do. Is there a way for a person to maybe get a good sense of, I'm going to say, authenticity or resonance?
And I think the best advice is to surround yourself with like-minded people.
Okay.
And it will grow that. So your podcast.
That is so true.
Circles, like read about it, find out. Like, because I think if you're being drawn to it, there is a purpose. And if you're being drawn to it, you have the ability. I truly believe you have the ability. It's like
you can use it.
Building that. My sister and I teach psychic mediumship development, and we do a 12-week, once a week we meet. And by the end of the 12 weeks, everybody on screen is reading each other.
Yeah.
Like it's just a natural ability.
We've had this debate on this podcast a lot, if everyone can be a medium or not. Not big debate, but I think he can.
Yeah.
And other people have been like, I don't think so. And some people have been like, I don't know. But I do feel pretty strongly that anyone can do it, because we have our ancestors come visit us in our sleep and come to give us signs. And some people, maybe they couldn't handle yet their grandfather's figure coming into their, room, saying, I love you, That'd be weird for them, maybe. But for me, it wouldn't be that weird, because I've worked with the field with energies and with spirits for so long. That's a really good point. So thank you.
Getting the support, I would say, Donna, for sure. Having people who are supporting around you to build that confidence and come from a place always heart-centered. You can never go wrong.
Truth. That is
that's wonderful.
Perfect advice. Yes. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Donna, of course. And listeners, we love you and we want to thank you. And Jody, last question. Do you love the listeners and the watchers? Do you love
Absolutely. Are you kidding? This is environment. This is
said a lot.
This is environment, right? Like surrounding yourself with.
Yes, this is what we're doing right now, guys. This is the environment she's talking about. That's one of the reasons I made this podcast, so I could have
cultivate. Yeah,
like you.
Yeah.
And thank you, listeners like you. We love you.
Absolutely. Love you all.
Great time, wherever you may be.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, listeners.
Thank you, Jody. It was a pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure's mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.